Hello, this is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel here in beautiful O'Leary State Park Campground in New Jersey. I met up with Julie today. Julie has a really cool Mercedes Benz custom camper van conversion that she's going to give us a tour of today. So join us. Hello, Julie, and welcome to New Jersey Outdoor Adventures.
Thank you, Patrick. You know, I really love your show, but I want to show you and introduce you to Robert. I started the process in August of 2019 and converted it, or did the conversion meeting in the 26th of August, and everything is custom to fit my lifestyle. For instance, they call it the Nerf Bar. And what I like about it is I can do a whole foot instead of sideways to get in. That's really cool. Here's another great feature, especially when the weather's nice. Not so much now, it's cold. But this little arm comes out to support the table. So there's no snaggy. And then I do my induction cooktop. And if it's too cold, I can do it inside as well. So let's see, what else? Fantastic handheld to get in and out, and a retractable screen. Okay. Couple of things that I had to have. One of them was the self-leveling. So I have this system, and it takes 2 seconds to get it up and running, and then it self-levels. And I love that. I don't ever have to worry about it, because my leveling skills are not the best. Both of the seats do swivel, and right now I just have obviously the passenger side. And up here, I have this interesting thing. This will tell me about the tire levels. And then this is a part of, these buttons are the 360 camera that I use on a fairly regular basis. And then some of the easy light switches, like this one is the driver's side map. And these are 2 outside lights, which is really nice at nighttime. And the rest of it I think is pretty much standard. But I'll show you a couple of things while we're up here in the cab. One is they did this cutout, and it kind of matches this, so that when someone tall like my boyfriend gets in and out, he's not going to bang his head. And it's also padded. That is just dreamy. And this is huge deep storage, my bookshelf. And what I keep up here is this is the long cover that goes from all of these, there's hooks up there, all the way around, and it's insulated and blackout. And then the other thing that I chose to do is I really didn't want blinds or Roman blinds, so I did the easiest thing possible, and these are the magnets. So all I have to do is go whoop, 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 and that's it, and it's covered. And one of the reasons why I like that, you guys, I'm so proud of this. This was my design. So there's a little lever, I'll show it to you when I fold it up, but it sits right in there. It's all vinyl-y. And then I have aftermarket lights, because this turns into, my shower. Because I have 4 hooks for a shower curtain, which is in this bag, and then it's also my toilet, and it's a full flushing toilet, and I have a macerator that when I do the dumping, so I dump the gray and the black at the exact same time, which is really nice. And then there's my shower, and then this, since it's a wet bath, that keeps my toilet paper nice and dry, and that's to swish around in the toilet if needed. So I am very proud of this. Okay, and then one thing about Advanced RV and working with that team is that They are so smart. They do the most amazing things. So look at this piece that they manufactured just for my lagoon table. There's no one other like it in the world. And then I just pull it out of here, and I just have to loosen this up a little bit. It goes on, and then this handle's a little bit more complicated, but then it swivels like crazy, and I can use it as a table, workstation, extra countertop, anything like that. And I just love it. And this was custom made for me by Advanced RV, and Rob was the best. Let me give you the backstory of how I came to do this. My boyfriend and I put 100,000 miles on his 2003 B2500 Dodge Sportsmobile conversion that he bought used, and it had a pop top, so we were always like this. So the first thing I knew was I want the high roof. Second of all, if I'm by myself, which hasn't happened much, but if I am, I wanted the 144, the short, I guess they call it wheelbase. It's also four-wheel drive. It's a 3500, and it has dualies in the back, which I didn't understand that and why that was important, but I'm glad I have it because now I can go anywhere, and I'm a big downhill skier and I plan to ski, so I don't really have to worry about snowy conditions. Icy, of course I do, but that's that, you know, that happens. I narrowed it down through YouTube. 3 companies. One in Oregon, I think one in Idaho, and then Advanced RV. And the first 2 didn't work out, and I wanted to do the Pacific Northwest. So I contacted Advanced RV, and boom, the customer service just sold me. Anything I wanted to do, like this. Look at this. This curved edge, and I'll show you why that's important in a moment. And this curved edge, just absolutely spectacular, because I didn't want to get out of the chair and whack my knee on a corner. So it's nice and smooth, and they did all of that for me. Like here, all of that. I'm not going to bang my head, that kind of stuff. Let me move these guys. And so then one of the things that I really wanted is to have a fridge as high as possible. And so this is the heat exchange where the hot air comes out from my heater. And so they put it as high as they possibly could until the wall started to curve. So it's kind of awkward, but it's a drawer. And I love that because I can see in, and it has a really nice freezer. That makes me really happy. And then on this wall, just going through the whole thing, this is the control center or whatever you call it, and all I need to know is my house battery, my water, my gray and my black, and how to turn the heat on. And I also have something super deluxe. I have tank heaters, so I can, it heats gray, black, and fresh water so that I can ski and not worry about it. And then I have a max fan here, obviously as close to the cooking area as possible. And then in the back, I have a Bel Air, what does it say? 3400 air conditioning unit. Because coming from the Pacific Northwest, I don't do humidity and I don't do heat. So I had to have that for my travels in the US. And then up here, I have my toaster. And this will fall down because of this frame, but that's okay. And then over here, I have my tea set, my electric teapot, my tea in my ceramic teapot. And I chose to do the stainless steel on the counters for ease, and because I saw this detail in one of Advanced RV's other vans, and I said, I want that. So then they said, if you're going to do that, let's do this. And then I have an outlet here. And here's my sink, and I put this no skid-em on here just because it's a nice flat surface for cutting. And then I have my sink, and it sprays and retracts and stuff like that. Okay, so, whoa, one last thing over here, which I'm very proud of. is my pantry. Not so much everything that's in it, but I like my pantry a lot. It just makes it really easy. And then in here is more storage. So this is basically, obviously, all my cups and stuff like that. Okay, so we're doing the whole kitchen. And then down here is where I keep my soda stream machine, my fire extinguisher, garbage, and some cleaning supplies. My little sponge storage. They did not waste a single inch for storage. I cannot even believe it. And then when you saw on the other side, you probably saw my toiletry kit and stuff, and it actually goes through. So if you wanted, you could have all of your cooking gadgety stuff here and then not have to open and close the screen door, which I think I'll do when it gets warm again, but now that's where I keep my toiletry stuff. And then here is my drawer. I just have 3, nothing fancy. And then there's the third one, and then this is a step that they built in because I think there's electronics or something underneath there. I'm not sure, but so then I can just go whoop and climb into my comfy cozy bed. And I chose not to have cabinet doors up here, so I just pull these down. It just makes it so much easier. And so as I'm making the bed, I'll just pull this stuff down, and then I'll just plug it right back in. Nothing's fallen, and I've been on some pretty rocky roads, so that's lucky. And then around the corner, it's kind of hard to see, but I have my mood lighting, which I keep on red for nighttime. Then this is the remote for the air conditioning, and then the remote for my fan. The mattress is, I'm not sure how thick it is, but it's very comfortable. And the bed can actually, it's like split right here. So if I needed to put like my bikes in the winter or something like that, it's a little complicated, but I can do it. And then I can just fold it up. And so this whole piece right here comes, and I think they call it a 60-40 split. And then my windows are slide-ems. And then that's the curtain on the slider door in the back that I just leave closed all the time, but that's nice. And then I did this cutout here so that I can sit in bed and watch TV, which I mount my iPad. It actually magnetizes here, and so I can just hang it there because it has the foldy door. It's perfect. So then I don't bump my head and all that kind of stuff. And then they built this special cabinet for my CPAP machine, which I have to use every night. And especially if somebody else is in here, they do not want to hear me snore. I'll tell you that right now. And then over here I have my carbon monoxide and my fire alarm, or fire smoke detector, I think is the word. One of the really great things about being able to design exactly what I wanted, I actually asked them to leave it completely open all the way to the back door. So you can't really see it because there's so much stuff in here, but it goes all the way to the back. And the other thing that they said, you're going to want this from Advanced RV, and I was like, what? I actually have a vacuum. And I thought, oh, that's so ridiculous. That's way over the top. But I use it all of the time, and this flooring just makes it so easy to just clean it up. In fact, I did it this morning for you guys, and also they added this carpet here, which I really like, and that's easy to vacuum up. And one thing that I forgot to tell you is the Max air fan comes with this little insulated cover, which I just tuck in there all the time. And then I also got these heat shields. These are the two for the windows, and this one's for the windshield. And I use that a lot. Sometimes it's easier, sometimes I'm just not in the mood to do the big heavy insulated cover. But in the winter, I'll probably do both so I can keep as much heat inside as possible. And then this is just a little sneaky peek storage. Whoops. And I actually have 2 electrical cords and exterior electrical outlets, which is really nice. And then this, I thought I'd use it for shoes, but it's actually hatchet and paper towels and stuff like that for when I get to have a fire outside. And the color, it's a Mercedes Benz color, and it's called Vanda Blue, and I love it. I just think it's just, his name is Robert, and he's the most handsome man in the world. And then there's my stabilizer, one of my stabilizers down there, so that it's always level in my van. I'm gonna close this really quick so you can see something really smart that, of course, I would not have thought about. So I think they call them the bump outs, and this one is narrower because of the door, but if you go on the other side, you'll see the profile is much bigger. My boyfriend is 6'2", and he's comfortable sleeping because since it's a 144, I didn't want to have the bed going from front to back. I wanted it to go from side to side. And then here's the other end of my garage, which is under my bed. Talking about attention to detail, check this out. You just go whoop, whoop, and then here's everything underneath. And this is stainless steel here. Here's my fuse box. This, I don't know what it's called, but it's, I know when I plug in, I just have to have E0. That's all I know. And I think this is like a maintenance portal. And then see, here's the lights. And this we haven't talked about is for my electric Fiamma awning, which I love. Then inside here, you get a really good look at all of the stuff I know nothing about. Then this was added by Advanced RV, and this came standard with the Mercedes, and that's really nice. I haven't figured out what I'm going to put in there. The hose doesn't quite fit, so I don't know. And so this is insulated blackout, and it can zip all the way up, and it just keeps going all the way around, so it's a pretty tight seal. And then I fold it over because I want to see out of my windows. So, and then what I've done is I've taken the infamous Reflectix and I've cut it, and I've marked it. So this goes in the driver's side window back here. And since I'm not doing anything on my bed when I'm driving, I just slide them all here. And I made one for the window at the shower, and I'm figuring out what to do with the door because there's a lot of cold air comes through the door. And then these are my curtains just for privacy, no insulation or anything like that. And then I have a 2-inch trailer hitch and the smart plug, which for me, you just press these two little things together and it goes in like flint. I really like it a lot. It works perfect. So that's, we don't need to shut that. That's the back. And then over here is my wheelies. Wow, which is interesting. And then these are those Lawrence awning windows that I have. I have two here. This is actually where the fridge is. And then I have one on the slider door. And then here, I have a little tang to hold it. So this is if I want, I'm not going to do it, but outside shower. I wash down the bikes. One time I washed down the awning with this hose. I can have hot and cold city water. And then this is a sweet little light. And sometimes I'm going to need the light because the other thing is, this is the switch for my macerator. So when I emptied the black and the gray through there, then I just turn it on and it just does its job. And then I put a little gray water and then it's completely empty, and it's so easy. The freshwater tank is 25 gallons, and both the gray and black are 15. And it's plenty for me. It's fine. And I dump as much as I possibly can just in case I get into a situation where, like here at the skate park, the dump station is closed for the winter. So thank God I dumped the day before. And then this is the exhaust for my diesel-fired heater that's in the van. And I don't know if you can see it in this light, but if you open up the door, there's a step light here, which is really nice in the dark. And then I've got these are pre-programmed, boyfriend, me, and this is for swivel. So if I just press that, it'll do it all by itself, and now I know I can swivel it, which is really cool. And I also have the opportunity to heat my seat, which is great, especially for skiing. One of the reasons why I got the 144 as opposed to the 177 is because it's so maneuverable, and I haven't had any problem. In fact, I love driving it, maybe a little too much. So when you come around the front, you can see how gorgeous all of this is. And this is, I'm not going to embarrass myself, but this is a step if I need to get up to the window for whatever reason, or to clean out said leaves, something like that. And I also got an extender windshield washer thing so that I can reach everything if I need to. And then here is one of the 4 cameras that I have, because I have 360-degree safety cameras for both parking and if it's a little sketch. And then these guys, I like to clean these. These are all of my sensors, so I don't run into a curb or something like that.
Thank you very much for taking the time to give us a tour of your beautiful camper van by Advanced RV. I'm familiar with that company. They've been around for about 15 years now, and they do some nice work. Now, what they specialize in is one-off customs.
Yeah.
So they source the van for you, they build the van for you, they design it with you, and they provide the service of the walkthrough and the training and the support after the sale.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the experience and how it works?
Oh gosh, it was so easy. So I talked to Mike on a Sunday morning, and I flew out maybe 2 weeks later, and we did the meetings of what I wanted and picking all of the fabrics, and I picked everything, the stainless, all of that kind of stuff. And then they communicated with me all along the way once production started, and they would send me photos and things like that. And they had a question, they'd call or email, or if I had a question, they got right back to me. The customer service was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it just made everything so easy. I loved it. And then one thing that they do, which I think is really smart, is we came in on a Friday, had a walkthrough, and then they sent us on our way for the weekend. Instead of us theorizing of questions that we might experience, we got to live it and figure it out and fumble around, and I think that's the best way to learn. And then on Monday we came back and they answered all of our questions. That
shakedown part of it is pretty important, because there's a lot that goes with owning and learning about a camper van initially, and you probably retain about 30% of it if you're first timer.
I know.
And staying in the area and using it and getting in the shower and using the toilet and emptying the tanks and going through those motions are going to help you familiarize yourself with it.
Exactly.
And that way, like you said, if there's additional questions, you're right there. You can come back and answer them. If something needed an adjustment, like a cabinet latch, you can get that done as well.
Yeah. And the other thing is that my boyfriend cares about the inside and the mechanics and the electrical, and I don't. So he asked a whole bunch of questions, and I still don't know the answer to. But that's one nice thing. And they also have a customer service app called Slack, and so all of the advanced RV owners are on it, and we all have the same questions, and so it's like a question and answer posting board or whatever, and so that's easy.
Yeah, most of the vans do share some common things.
Yeah.
But then yours
Yeah.
has some additional things. So I noticed some of their vans have solar,
Yeah.
and yours doesn't.
Yeah.
And I believe I saw in the back under the garage an inverter system. I believe yours is 3,000 watts.
Yeah.
And you got a battery bank system. So that's going to differ, I guess, depending on the customer's wants and needs.
Yeah, exactly. So I think because I didn't do the solar, I think my lithium battery bank is bigger than some or something. I'm not quite sure, but.
Have you ever gotten to the point where you had several days where you weren't plugged in, that you ran the batteries down?
Well, I haven't gone all the way. The auto gen, which is the mechanism that'll start up my engine if it gets too low, it was on yellow.
So you must have a second alternator called an underhood generator that will
Probably.
automatically start the engine, which charges those batteries. It's a great system.
Yeah, yeah. So I was at yellow, but I haven't gone to red yet.
And I like the details. These running boards here, I mean, look at they make these in-house. It's got their logo on it.
Yeah, yeah. This is their logo here. That little swoosh, and then I have it on the sticker over there.
And I know you mentioned the awning, that it's a power awning that comes in, and you could decide how far to put the awning out.
And it has a wind sensor, so it'll retract, like if I went for a bike ride or a hike or skiing, probably not during the ski season, but if it gets too windy, it just comes back itself.
Julie, thank you very much for taking the time to give us a tour of your beautiful 2021 Mercedes Benz Sprinter 144 wheelbase, 3500 series chassis, four-wheel drive upgrade suspension, EP stabilizer jacks with the VB air ride suspension and advanced RV conversion. What a mouthful. That's a lot going on there.
It is a lot, but I love it. It's perfect.
And the color is beautiful too. And your interior design is spot on.
Thank you very much.
Liz Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like this video, comment, share, subscribe. I love it. And we'll see you soon.